Now we gotta have the whole. We gotta have the whole theater thing. I got it.
NBA action.
Burn. Nigga cook. Stupid. Nigga invite. And he's spamming me invoices.
First thing you gotta do is you gotta load up whatever roster you want. In this case, we have the 26.
Because he wasn't jacking them. Oh, he went back to dancing.
LeBron, we're going to.
Nigga said he wouldn't be down with this. Yeah. He a choreographer. That got it. That nigga some active nigga. But his real. He look like some crunk, like the crunk niggas. Yeah. Like definitely was these niggas that put this shit in. Check. Walk in.
And after simulating the rapid Cavaliers fortitude. So we are not getting that.
simulation.
What up, dude?
You ain't.
You better crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, crank that up. You better crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, and do that motorbike, do that motorbike, the lean left, the lean right, and do that motorbike. And when I come through,
To simcast every single game. For here now.
what up, dude?
Oh, that's what. So Rosie, because I ain't never know what happened. He was always telling me what happened. No, I'm saying like Rosie was getting violated and then y'all beat the nigga.
Championship ceremony, if it were to happen.
What up, dude? You better crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, crank that up. You better crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, and do that motorbike, do that motorbike, the lean left, the lean right, and do that motorbike. And when I come through,
He misses it, rebounded by
what up, dude?
Nah, I'm not decking.
You better crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, crank that up. You better crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, and do that motorbike, do that motorbike, the lean left, the lean right, and do that motorbike. And when I come through,
Yeah, nigga had the top dancing shoes on. Nigga look like Keanu Reeves.
you better crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, crank that up. You better crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, and do that motorbike, do that motorbike, the lean left, the lean right, and do that motorbike. And when I come through, what up, dude?
Don't grab nobody, nigga. Don't do nothing.
You better crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, crank that up. You better crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, and do that motorbike, do that motorbike, the lean left,
It was
the
on
lean right, and do that motorbike.
13?
And when I come through,
On 14th, I mean? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I ain't see that.
you better crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, crank that up. You better crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, crank that up, and do that motorbike, do that motorbike, the lean left, the lean right, and do that motorbike. And when I come
Yeah,
through,
he,
what up, dude? You better crank that up, crank that up, crank that
nah,
up,
it's not
crank
for the air.
that up. You better crank that up, crank that
But
up, crank
he's
that
doing good in
up,
general.
crank that up, and do that
You know what he
motorbike,
doing
do
right
that motorbike, the lean left, the lean right, and do
That
that
nigga just
motorbike.
traveling
When I come through,
He got 50. Yeah.
what up, dude?
Nigga, he took his shit
You
to
better crank
trial.
that up, crank that up, crank that up, crank that up. You better crank that up, crank that up, crank that
But
up,
he
crank that
he did
up,
some
and do
wild
that
shit.
motorbike, do that motorbike,
Extra
the lean left, the lean right, and do that motorbike. And when I come through,
Nah, you can't come back from speed.
what up, dude?
last year. I was telling him, this when Michi passed away. Nigga, I was so stressed. You saw when Michi passed? Yeah, I don't think he was there when. After the funeral, niggas came back to the block. And she just was bugging out, and he didn't know that she had passed away. And he had asked my mom, Sally, and Tisha. He was just being mad, stupid, and I'm like, bro, not right now. He's like, you know, Chief. Me and him started going back and forth. I'm like, bro, just leave, bro. Because he's bugging out. I didn't want to leave, and I just popped it off. He started asking my mom, mask and gloves like he was going to do something.
Until then, as always, enjoy the game.
I'm walking
Say
in.
it with me, Alexis. Defense. Defense.
He doesn't play
Defense.
Don't tell me a nigga dumb nice and a nigga not dumb nice. Nah, I'm saying, you ain't never seen that video? Yes. Niggas. Niggas said Dino. I got him.
16-17. Step out. Yo, check it.
Shot. Kicked everybody from the theater. That shit said event has ended and kicked me. I got it. They gave you a random.
What's up, guys? This is Two-Way Dream, your NBA 2K26 first Dark Matter rep, and this is NBA 2K.
Now they gave you a whole different AI. It's crazy. No big man. Mm-hmm. Shit was slow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Chicken. Mm-hmm. Oh. That was crazy. Mm-hmm. Mm. Nah, he's. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good shot. Oh yeah, it's y'all. Yeah, three. That's chicken.
Challenged you. I wanted to take a scenario and have you walk fans through how you can quickly simulate a season based on a scenario of your choosing. So for today's episode, what kind of scenario do you want to put into NBA history and rewrite for the fans here?
I think the most interesting one right now immediately would be swapping LeBron and Steph in 2017. So it would be LeBron and KD, and we'll just see if Steph Curry and Kyrie can take them both down.
All right, I love it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So be it. Smoke. So be it. You cried in front of me. In front of me. Calabasas took you and your pride in front of me.
Yeah.
Utopia had moved right up the street, and her lip gloss was popping. She ain't need you to eat. The net gon' call it the way that they see it, but I got the video. I can share it. AE it. They wouldn't believe it, but I can't unsee it. Lucky I ain't TMZ it. So be it. So be it. This is culture. Smoke. So be it.
Somebody on their phone. Shit bugging.
Two-Way Dream is the first player to hit Dark Matter rep in NBA 2K26.
Let the aura farm a little bit. Slow down. Let me aura farm a little bit. Hey guys, Two-Way Dream here, and it is the first Dark Matter rep in 2K26.
With unmatched dedication, they've just unlocked the most exclusive.
Yeah, I ain't got no
rewards,
drip. I'm in
including
the
Goat
generic.
Hunt
I got $10,000 sneakers on. Yo, bro, they kicked me again. What's up?